I recently read the book Smarter, Faster, Better: The Secrets of Being Productive in Life and Business by author Charles Duhigg. Charles is a best-selling author. He wrote the book The Power of Habit. He's also a Pulitzer Prize-winning writer. Now, you might think because he's highly successful and he has a string of work behind him that being productive isn't a big issue. But Charles found it hard to be productive while writing this book. He could only really create an outline. Then he decided to follow the advice that he was gathering while researching for this book. And one of the most powerful insights that he implemented was seeing the tasks in front of him as a choice, not a chore. Realizing that we have choices, realizing that the task in front of us is a choice, lights up a part of the brain called the striatum. The striatum is responsible for the motivation or lack of motivation that we feel when facing a task. In one study mentioned in the book, participants were put under an MRI machine and were asked to play a simple game. Before they were shown a number between 1 and 9, they had to predict if it would be above or below 5. It was an incredibly dull game, but participants loved it because they would call it a number before the number was shown, and they would see if their guess was right. However, when the game was changed to have half the guesses be automatically made by the computer and half the guesses by the person, their excitement and motivation to continue playing the game significantly dropped. During the periods of time when the computer simply guessed the number, the striatum showed very little brain activity, meaning motivation was basically null. There are many other studies that show that simply choosing allows you to tap into those motivational stores, to give you the willingness and the courage to take action and be productive. Even the U.S. Army has found that Marines who exercise a strong locus of control, meaning that they, quote, have a belief that they could influence their destiny through the choices they made. This doesn't mean that they were rebellious and denied orders. What it simply meant is that when they were given an order, they were able to reframe it, to reconfigure it, to align it to something that was important to them, to see it as a choice that highlights something they value or gets them closer to achieving something meaningful. The author Charles Duhigg started doing this for his writing assignments. When he was on a particular task that he didn't really enjoy, he would simply put on the top of the page, why, and he would write out 3 reasons why this is important to him. Being reminded of those reasons gave him the motivation to start the task and complete the writing assignment. That was his way of remembering that it's a choice, not a chore. Another way that we can be highly motivated by choice is demonstrating to ourselves that we have the ability to choose. For example, the author does this when he's answering a long backlog of emails. What he'll do is he'll open up a bunch of emails and just draft a single sentence for his reply. Charles says, quote, "It was easier to get motivated when the first sentence was something that made me feel in control." In response to a meeting request, he would put, "I can attend, but I'll need to leave after 20 minutes." And then go on to other emails and put similar statements of control. Then he would go back and complete the email. "Hey Jim, sure, I can attend, but I'll need to leave after 20 minutes. I hope that's okay. Thanks, Charles." He says he ended up replying to 50 emails in 25 minutes using this method. I've started using this demonstration of control by choosing where to start reading in a book. I may start in chapter 5 or at the end of the book. If I'm doing a chore around the house, I will choose the music I listen to. And if I'm about to do a difficult task that I've been dreading, I simply choose a location to do it. I'll choose a coffee shop. Charles says, productivity is ultimately about recognizing the choices that other people often overlook. Productive people and companies force themselves to make choices most other people are content to ignore. Productivity emerges when people push themselves to think differently. So push yourself to convert your chores into choices and find ways to demonstrate your ability to choose. With choice comes motivation, with motivation comes action, and with action comes productivity. This book is a really enjoyable read, just like his last one. Charles is a fantastic storyteller, and he has many other insights on how you can improve your productivity. If you would like a one-page PDF summary of the other insights that I gathered from his book, just click the link below and I'll be happy to email it to you. If you already subscribed to the free Productivity Game newsletter, this PDF is already in your inbox. Thanks for watching.